What's up, guys? I'm Jessi Smith.
I'm Chandler Smith.
And Chandler, are we the fittest couple?
Probably not, but I do think we are the most willing couple to put our fitness to the test, and today we're doing that with a workout we call couples therapy.
It is couples therapy because you're either going to need to attend therapy afterwards, physical or emotional, or it could technically work as therapy if you're trying to work through something and want to get back to your partner.
You can just make your partner do all the work. So what it is 5 rounds per time of one shared bike, 50 calories split between the two of you. Then there's 10 deadlifts for the ladies and 5 power cleans for the dudes on the same bar. That bar is gonna weigh 275 pounds. And then we're gonna do 15 synchronized bar facing burpees together. And we're gonna go through that circuit of those 3 movements 5 times.
Yep.
As fast as we can.
And so we are offering a challenge to whoever feels like they want to do this with their honey. If you guys can beat our time, we haven't done it yet, so hopefully it's fast. It might not be, but if you can beat our time, tag us, put it in the comments. We want to see how fit you guys are.
All right, let's get to it.
Oh yeah. 275 will move just like that. Then get an empty barbell.
Chandler, ever get frustrated with each other while you're working out?
Oh, 100%. You're probably going to see it today. And it's more so probably him getting frustrated at me because he probably could bike this entire thing faster than I will be helping out. Mostly I'm just there for like moral and emotional support when he needs it. And occasionally I'll lift the barbell, but he's gonna have to slow down a little bit for me. So hopefully he doesn't get too upset.
I remember sitting in this exact spot right around this time last year, and I have a general rule of, since I left the Army, I only use nice words, but it was the first time last year where I used a not nice word. At first, probably last time, I think mid-workout, that I used a not nice word towards my wife early in the season. Anyways, I'm doing a movement and she's supposed to be holding onto this bag. I need to hold on to the sandbag for 5 more seconds. And she got struck. She was struck by a sudden onset of tiny heart syndrome and could no longer hold the bag. And so
it was a 150-pound sandbag, and I've been holding it for like 90 seconds at that point, and I was
She dropped the bag, and I said, "Gosh darn it, Jessi."
You didn't say that.
I did not say "gosh darn it," but either way.
And I just looked at you. I was like,
yeah, and I was like, I shouldn't have said that. And then later on, it turns out I shouldn't have said that. So that's the one that comes to mind, because like I remember being in this exact spot. I'm jumping. I'm like, all right, hold on for 5 more seconds. And she's like, nah, I won't. And that was it. Right. I'm learning. As a newly married guy, for all the newly married people out there, you're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna put your foot directly in your mouth sometimes. You just gotta know when you have done that to say you're sorry and then not do it again. If you do it once, that's a problem, mistake, whatever. But if you do it continuously, that's
accident versus intentional.
Yeah.
Lots of accidents.
There will be no accidents today unless you drop the barbell. So only 25 power cleans, and I said that's maybe a lot of power cleans. Sometimes you like write these things down in your head. They're like not that serious or whatever. And then you like get ready to start doing it. And you're like, this actually is kind of a decent bit of work here, but we'll figure it out.
What?
It's just heavy. Yeah. I'm excited. I think sometimes if the workout doesn't scare you a little bit, then maybe it's not as hard as it should be, and at least for how hard we wanted this one to be, it should be a little bit scary. So that's probably what we're feeling a little bit. It's harder than anything you'd probably see at an event, because the amount of people who are as strong as her or as willing as we collectively are to do something like this isn't that big, but that's kind of...
Tag Jacob in this.
Yeah, Hepner's always down. There's a few sickos that we can always count on that, no matter... That's the cool part about the fitness space that we're in. Like, people are like, hey, go try this crazy thing. And then there's people who are willing to do it. Like, most people be like, that sounds really hard, I'm not going to do it. But in our space, people hear that and they're like, that sounds really hard, I'll do it tomorrow or something like that. So it's a good group to be around. I can almost certainly go 3 and 2, but this is going to be slower.
Yeah. That is incredibly heavy.
What's up?
That is incredibly heavy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's plan for you to go 3 sets then.
Yeah.
3 sets and I'll go 3 sets then too. I'll go 2, 2, 1.
How many am I doing? 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in it now, so you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's 47. You cool to start at 50?
Yeah.
Okay. Put 20, 10, 20 on here. Put 12. Big rest. Big rest if you need it. Go. Good job. Good try. Good job. Good. Just 10 here.
10.
Yep. Go. Fix your sounds in your face, babe. You're fine. You got this. Good. Nice. Take a seat, catch your breath. You got 30 seconds. 1, go. Sit. Good job, stay composed. Last 2.
I can't breathe.
It's great effort. Good job. Nice work. It's a hard workout. It's a wrap. It's one of those things that, like, if you're not in the space, you've never had to do 50 deadlifts at 275. Like, what she just did is wicked hard. Obviously makes it look easy, but when you throw in all the other metabolic stress, it's basically like if you're a power lifter, if you were to do, 5 by 10 at 80% as fast as possible, like, power lifters know how severe that stimulus would be just on its own from a metabolic standpoint. But then for her to maintain pace on the burpees, and then also to come in and do some pretty high output on the bike, like, it's a testament to a real high level of anaerobic conditioning plus lower body back endurance that she's got. So that was fun to watch. I think initially it is like a scary workout, and if you are at home thinking about doing it and the deadlift number's too high, like, change that, find a number that works for you and your partner. But it can be, I think, one of the magic things that CrossFit has done for functional fitness training as a whole is make people comfortable with the idea that they can still be strong while under duress. And that's something like in the Army and the military, it doesn't matter how well you shoot or how well you can execute when conditions are good. It's all about being able to execute when you're compromised. High Rocks talks about it as compromised running, but, like, that concept of moving heavy loads or continuing to move while fatigued is something that kind of has to be trained, especially getting ahead of some pretty important parts of the season for her. Like, that was a big thing for her to train, and I think I lucked out. That workout was just a little bit easier for the guys in that case. So it could be different depending on, what weight you choose and how much your partner likes the movements. But overall, I feel like it worked as intended for both of us. But that's my opinion. You have to ask her how she feels.
Oh boy, what? Oh, I mean, you saw it in the workout. I was calm, composed. Like, I felt easy. I probably could have done like 10 more rounds.
Could you? I'm
No.
up for it. I'm ready. If you
Just
are.
kidding. No, you look like you're cooling down. I don't think we need to do that. That'd be
So
bad.
sweet, baby. That's why I love you.
Those deadlifts were excruciating. I had such a bad time. I think after the first round, I did my 4-3-3. I was like, I'm in so much trouble right now. That was like, felt like a max effort, which it kind of was.
It's tough because obviously I can see it, but then, like, in the workout, and this is a tricky thing, like, with your partner, especially when you're competing, like, I'm bummed because obviously this is the person I love most on planet Earth and she's in pain. But if I feed into that, like, the only way we're going is down. It's like, you make the noise on round 3 and I'm like, I know what that noise means. Like, I'm in trouble. I need help. I can't do anything besides take more of the bike for you. And so at that point I have to kind of be like, stop telling you to shut it down, which isn't always like the most fun thing to hear. But
it was tough too, because, like, I knew, so I was doing 3 sets every time, you did 2, like, and you were like, well, you can do singles, whatever. I was like, okay, if I do if I do 4 or 5 sets, I'm like, I don't have a break where I'm waiting on you. I'm just waiting on myself again.
Yeah.
So like in my brain, I'm almost like, well, I don't want to like do singles because then I still have to, like, the only person I have to wait on is me. And I don't want to wait on myself any more than I already was.
I think knowing, like, sometimes when you love somebody or something, like, the best thing you can do is to tell them to keep going. And there's other times where, you know, giving them comfort is the right answer. But I think it's a lot easier to defer to comfort. There's very few situations that are hard enough to necessitate like that need for tough love in a way that's like so productive and not disrespectful. And hopefully that's what we get done during like these partner workouts where like I'm not coming at Jessi from like sideways, like, hey, you're messing this up, whatever. It's just like, hey, this is what we need to do to get this workout done. But it's out of love, because in a month when you have to pick up this load by yourself where she's competing out there on the floor, like the competition's not going to care. And if I want her to do well, like that's kind of what you have to kind of like get down in order to go and do well. So I like to think I'm being helpful in these scenarios, but then it also has to be balanced out. Like whenever we do have time tonight or tomorrow where we're not doing this, like you have to balance out on the other end by being like paying extra attention to the not tough side of love, because I don't want our relationship to just be how it is when we're working out, and I'm sure that she doesn't want that either.
No, I would say like the first couple times we worked out together, I think I kind of mentioned before, but we have different variations of like what fitness is for us. I've always enjoyed like having fun with fitness, and Chandler takes it very seriously, which he should, because it is like his full-time job and it has been for a while. And so I think sometimes we have that, I don't want to call it a clash, but it's a little like, if I start hurting, I'm like, oh, well, I'm only doing this because I enjoy it. If I'm not enjoying it, I don't want to go that hard. Whereas he sort of embraces that pain as like part of the job. So we definitely get a bit of collision on that. But I think after this past year, we've like learned how to deal with that. And I think sometimes you help me in workouts. Like whenever you say something like, fix your face or watch the noises, things like that, I'm like, yes, that's like, I do need to make sure I'm not doing that, because if I'm on the floor by myself, other people see that, other competitors know that that's not helpful. It doesn't help me mentally. If I feel like I'm hurting, I'm gonna hurt more.
On the individual side, like you got to be able to think for yourself and then know that everything is a message. So like if I hear her make that noise as a competitor, I'm like, if I see the guy next to me, his body language changes or he's like grunting or something, I'm like, all right, this guy's barbecue chicken, I'm about to beat him or something. But I don't want her to get in the process of like deliver that information, because I want her to be successful and to win. And like some of these things, and until you've done it, you don't know like, oh shoot, I'm giving away this much information every time my face changes, every time I stumble away in a certain type of way. And I stumble all the time. Like sometimes if you get that effed up, you get that effed up. But like it should be like last resort, and just kind of learning the gamesmanship in a safe element where we can like have these discussions, but also to feel like we're learning from them and not like have to learn all these lessons on the competition floor, because the people that you're going to be lining up with are folks who've been competing just as long as I have. What would you say to anybody who's going to try to beat us? What advice would you have?
If you're good at deadlifts as a girl, you're going to have a great time on that. But I think if you're not, you're going to be like me and you're going to have a bad time. I like to think I'm not that bad at deadlifts, but that was like 3 rounds in and I was like, wow, I need to deadlift a little bit more, I guess. But it was really good. I would say wear your belt. Don't go out super, super hot, because 5 rounds is a lot of time, even if it doesn't look like a lot on paper.
Good advice. Don't be dogmatic with your rep schemes. I think we had like a plan on the bike, and then we had to change it up a little bit. So like that's kind of, if you feel like things are getting chippy in some place, figure out a way to change things. Like don't just be like, well, we said we were gonna do this, and so I got to do these numbers. If you got to change the numbers, change your numbers and keep it moving. And also don't beat us. That's gonna hurt my feelings. All right, so that was a good start to the morning. We're kind of at the beginning of the season. So for the sports that we do, between what we've done with CrossFit, what we're doing with WFP and High Rocks, like the high intensity side of things is something that takes a bit of practice to get used to, because it is hard and you have to be able to dig in pretty deep. So I think we both dug in pretty deep this morning.
I think my hole was 6 feet deeper than yours.
Yeah, potentially.
Yours was very shallow. Mine was my grave.
But we still had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Anytime we get to work out with your spouse, like sometimes I can't believe that's most of our morning, right? We still have some other training to do, but we got to spend the big part of today's work was done together, and that's super beautiful. So
we're excited to see anybody else who wants to try that workout. We have it listed over there, but it was a really good time. It was definitely, like I said, a little harder than I was expecting it to be. I think, you know, we changed it up a few times, and every time he changed it, it got harder for me. And I was just like, I'm not going to say no, but my body might.
Builds character. That's what we like to call good training. So I hope you guys have as much fun, build as much character with it as we did, and we will see you later. Peace.